Have you ever touched someone, and yet neither of you felt a thing? The skin made contact, the motion was there, but the moment was empty, like two bodies moving without souls, without stillness, without truth. That kind of intimacy isn't real. It's choreography. It's noise without meaning. You see, a Stoic understands something most men miss. True intimacy isn't about what you do. It's about how deeply you're there while doing it, not performance. Presence. A man can master every position, every rhythm, every technique, and still leave a woman feeling unseen. Why? Because he never truly arrived. He was in the room, but not in the moment. She doesn't want a performer. She wants to feel your calm, your stillness, your eyes that don't just look at her body, but see her soul. That's what she remembers. That's what makes her melt. Today, we're not just talking about sex. We're talking about energy, about trust, about desire built on awareness, not just arousal. So if you've ever wondered why some nights feel hollow, or why some women never call back even when everything went right, this message is for you. Let's rediscover the positions not just of the body, but of the soul. Let's talk presence over performance. Spoon, trust and surrender, no eye contact, no rush, just silence and skin. That's what makes the spoon position so powerful and so often misunderstood. It's not flashy, it's not dominant, it's not even particularly athletic, but it's sacred. Two bodies curled into one shape. No space for ego, no room for masks. Just breath syncing with breath, chest to back, heartbeat to heartbeat. It's the position where performance dies and presence begins. You see, most men think control makes a woman feel safe. But a Stoic man knows the truth. Safety comes when she no longer has to guard herself. And that only happens when you do something rare in today's world, when you choose to slow down, to soften, to stay. In spooning, you're behind her, but not above her. You're close enough to feel her every inhale, close enough to match your rhythm to hers. There are no eyes to impress, no gaze to hold. What you offer her isn't dominance. It's sanctuary. This is where Stoicism meets intimacy. To let her rest into you, truly rest, you have to let go of needing to lead, to prove, to perform. You simply hold. You listen with your chest. You breathe for both of you, and she'll feel it. In the way your arm wraps gently around her waist. In the way you don't demand a reaction, but respond to the smallest movements. In the way you stay fully aware, even when it's quiet. Because when a woman senses that you're not just touching her body, but protecting her peace, everything changes. She doesn't open up because you push. She opens because finally, she doesn't have to defend herself. Spoon is the art of stillness wrapped in skin. And when practiced with presence, it's one of the deepest expressions of love a man can offer. And if you've ever longed to become the kind of man a woman can fully exhale with, you're in the right place. Subscribe and stay grounded with us at Stoic Advice for Men. Missionary. Lead without crushing. It's the most common position in the world. And yet, done with presence, it becomes something rare, even sacred. Missionary isn't just body over body. It's heart over heart. Your chest against Hers, your breath falling into rhythm with hers. Your eyes holding, not hunting. Most men rush through this one. It's too familiar, too simple. They think it's boring. But the Stoic man knows, simplicity is where mastery begins. This position gives you the lead, but not the license to overwhelm. It asks you to cover her, not crush her. To use your strength, not to dominate, but to protect. To support her surrender, not to demand it. You are on top. But the real power is in how lightly you hold that position. In how you adjust your weight, your angle, your rhythm, all to honor the space between you. Because it's in that space where something magical happens. When you look into her eyes, not as a conqueror, but as a witness to her softness. When your hands explore her body, not to claim it, but to understand it. When your movements speak, you're safe here. You're seen, you're mine, not as possession, but as presence. Missionary, in its purest form, is a vow whispered. Through skin, it says, I'm here, fully, with you. It's a sacred overlap of leadership and surrender. And it reveals a deep Stoic truth. A man's strength isn't shown in how hard he moves, but in how intentionally he holds her world. Done with intention. This is not just the most practiced position, it's the most unforgettable. Not because of what it looks like from the outside, but because of what it awakens on the inside. Asterisk, asterisk. That kind of presence isn't taught in textbooks, but we train it here through discipline, stillness, and truth. If that speaks to you, join us. Woman on top, granting her control, gaining her trust. Asterisk, there's a moment when she takes control, straddles you, and locks eyes that you realize this is no longer about you leading. It's about you allowing. To a Stoic man, that moment isn't threatening, it's sacred. Because he understands, real power doesn't always look like dominance. Sometimes it looks like stillness. Sometimes it looks like letting go. Woman on top is more than just a reversal of roles. It's a surrender of performance from both of you. She decides the pace, the pressure, the angle. You become the foundation. The calm beneath her storm. And that calm is everything. You don't rush. You don't guide. You don't grip. You feel. You observe. You hold the space. Let her grind slowly. Let her rise and fall in her own rhythm. Let her body teach you what it needs, because it will, if you listen. You see, when a woman is on top, it's not just about physical control. It's about trust. She reveals her rhythm, her vulnerability, her edge. And in return, she watches what you do with that gift. Do you tense? Do you rush her? Or do you remain grounded, steady, giving her the freedom to fully unfold? The Stoic lesson here is subtle but deep. A man doesn't need to be in control to be powerful. He only needs to be unshakable when she chooses to be wild. Because when she senses that you can handle her chaos without flinching, that you won't punish her freedom or try to shrink it, that's when the real surrender happens. Not in her body, but in her soul. So give her space. Give her rhythm. Give her safety to let go. And you'll receive something far more valuable than pleasure. You'll receive her trust. Asterisk, asterisk. And when you do, remember this isn't luck. It's the result of inner work. If you're ready to keep doing that work, walk with us. Subscribe now. Asterisk, asterisk. Alignment, Synchronize the soul. Not every position is loud. Some whisper. Some hum beneath the surface like a soft current, pulling two people into perfect rhythm. That's the alignment position. At first glance, it may seem like a small variation. Her legs together, yours apart, your bodies pressed close. But what it demands is precision, and what it creates is harmony. This is where intimacy becomes engineering, where every angle, every shift, every inch of pressure carries weight. You're not just moving. You're tuning like gears in motion. Smooth, quiet, interlocking. The two of you become a mechanism of sensation and stillness. And to get it right, you must slow down. Feel everything. This is not for the distracted or the impatient. This is for the man who moves with intention. Stoic lesson here is clear. Mastery isn't in force. It's in calibration. Just like in life, where you adjust to tension, listen for feedback, and respond with grace, alignment rewards the mindful. You hold her hips, not to control, but to guide. You sense the resistance, the invitation, the subtle cue for more or less, and without a word, you respond. No chase, no chaos, just communion. And because of that quiet, because of that care, the sensations cut deeper. Climax in this space doesn't feel explosive. It feels profound, like a breath held between two bodies, finally released together. The alignment position reminds you, depth doesn't need to shout. It only needs to be precise. When done well, it's meditation in motion. A kind of sex that doesn't drain, it centers. It doesn't race, it roots. And long after it ends, she won't remember the position itself. She'll remember how in sync she felt with you, as if your bodies were saying the same prayer in perfect time. Moments like this aren't created by accident. They're the result of awareness, intention, and practice. If that's the kind of man you're becoming, welcome. This channel is your space. The screw intensity forged in stillness. There are positions that feel wild, and there are those that feel earned. The screw is the latter. This is not casual. This is not chaotic. This is discipline. Two bodies aligned, tension built slowly, motion deliberate, like a machine forged for one purpose, deep, mutual release. She lies back, legs elevated and crossed, not just to invite you in, but to test your control. And you hold her ankles not to dominate, but to anchor the rhythm. This isn't the place for mindless thrusting. This is the Stoic battlefield, where pleasure comes from precision, and power is shown not in speed, but in endurance. The screw position demands what few men train for: stillness under fire, focus under heat, control when instinct screams to let go. Because the truth is, any man can start fast, but the Stoic man stays steady. He holds the rhythm like a vow. He honors the moment like a ritual. Every motion is deliberate. Every breath is timed. You are in her, yes, but more importantly, you are with her, in full awareness, fully grounded, fully present. And she feels that. She feels the edge you're walking, the discipline it takes to delay your release, to remain calm inside this storm of sensation. And that calm, that presence, it invites her to explode without fear, because she knows you're not going anywhere. This is the Stoic truth of the body. Intensity is not a gift. It's a result. It's what happens when two people train. in silence, in stillness, in sweat, to meet each other exactly where they are. So when the climax comes, it doesn't feel accidental. It feels inevitable. Like thunder after still skies, earned, not given. Conclusion: intimacy is energy, not effort. In the end, it's not about the position. It's not about how many moves you know or how long you last. It's about one thing. Did she feel you, truly feel you, there with her? Because intimacy is not effort. It's energy, it's presence. It's the way your body speaks what your mouth can't. The way your stillness tells her, you're safe, you're wanted, you're not alone here. You can't fake that. You can't rush it. You have to live it. The Stoic understands that the same discipline he brings to battle, he must bring to the bedroom. Not to conquer, but to connect. Not to prove, but to feel. So if you've ever given your all to a woman, and she still felt hollow afterward, maybe what she needed wasn't more action, but more awareness. And if this message stirs something in you, if it feels like a reminder of who you were meant to be as a man, then this space is for you. This is Stoic advice for men, where power meets patience, where silence becomes strength, where presence is everything. Share your reflections in the comments. And if you're walking this path of presence and power, subscribe to continue the journey. You're not alone in this work. You're exactly where you need to be.